What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm finally back to recording videos again. Things were pretty hectic there for a while for me, but I finally am getting the chance to get back into recording. Alright, so today I want to talk to you guys about the movie Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. This movie is starring Tom Cruise, Haley Atwell, Ving Rhames, and Simon Pegg. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. With control of the future and the fate of the worlds at stake. Actually, you know what? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Ethan Hunt and the IMF team must track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity if it falls into the wrong hands. With control of the future and the fate of the world at stake, a deadly race around the globe begins. Confronted by a mysterious, all-powerful enemy, Ethan is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission. Not even the lives of those he cares most about. Alright, so first I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, I had an absolute blast with this movie. The action scenes are fun to watch. The comedy is hilarious, especially the banter between some of the characters. It all worked really well for me. Some of the scenery is just absolutely beautiful in this, especially some of the shots that they do when up on the mountaintops, the hang glide and stuff like that. It's all awesome. I absolutely loved it. So, the things that really worked for me in this movie is definitely the chemistry between all of the characters. Everybody seemed to have good chemistry working together. Obviously, Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, these guys who have been working together since basically the beginning, have all got this great chemistry together. Absolutely love it. I absolutely loved it. The car chases were so much fun. The car chase down in Rome that you see was probably my favorite part because it was full of action and had some really great comedy inside, especially between Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell. It was a really fun scene to watch. The movie actually seemed to move at a pretty good pace, which I was excited about because this movie with trailers is almost 3 hours long. But overall, the movie was great. Everybody in this movie is such a badass, especially Tom Cruise. But not just Tom Cruise. Like everybody who has a chance to do a fight scene or do a car chase. It was just so much fun to watch, and I absolutely loved it. One thing I don't really care for about this movie, I would say, would probably be the villain. If you liked him, that's perfectly fine. I just couldn't really get behind it. He just seemed kind of put there, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't remember him having any connection in the previous movies, so I would probably have to go back and rewatch it to find out. But he just felt like he was just kind of put there for Tom Cruise to have somebody to want to fight. I don't know. That was really my one thing about this. One other thing I don't like is that this is a part 1, which means that I have to wait for a part 2. But apparently Hollywood has this big thing that they're doing this year where there are so many movies that have 3 parts for whatever reason I don't understand. Because this is the 3rd movie this year that has had a part 2 at least. So not too crazy about that. I found out after I got done watching the movie, I went and looked into a couple of things. The train scene, I found out that they built that train specifically for that. They didn't buy a train. No. They built it. Which honestly makes me love the scene a little bit more because they actually put more time and effort into that kind of thing. So that was really cool. I loved learning about that kind of stuff. And I mean, also, let's be honest, it's always a treasure to see Tom Cruise run. I don't know what it is about this man running. it's just so much fun to see. I don't know. But the fact that he also does all of his own stunts and everything like that still amazes me, because I know that there's very few actors that actually still will do that. So the fact that he does it's the reason I always go to watch his movies is because I know a lot of the scenes that he does, especially like that, are him actually doing it. Especially the fight scene on top of the train. It's actually going on. Like, obviously they're harnessed and everything, but still, the fact that it's an actual fight scene that's happening and not digital, I absolutely loved it. So overall, what would I give this movie? I would say if you're not really a fan of the Mission Impossible movies, this might be one that you would want to wait for to rent. But for me personally, I have loved all of the Mission Impossible movies, especially since Ghost Protocol. I feel like the movies have just kept getting better. For me personally, this is a movie I will definitely be buying on Blu-ray. So one thing I would like to point out to you guys, that if you might be wondering, hey, do I need to watch any of the previous Mission Impossible movies to find out, to like be caught up with this one? Answer is no, you absolutely do not. I feel like they did a really good job of filling you in on like previous characters that have been in movies, to kind of catch you up to speed, and they didn't spend too much time dialoguing on past movies. So no, you do not need to see previous movies. I feel like if you jumped into this one, you would have a great time with it. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this review. I'm happy to finally be back to doing this. I have missed it. I've missed talking about movies. I am planning to start streaming on this channel as well at some point, and just talk about movies, watch movie trailers with you guys, and just have a good time with it. But until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.